Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 28 of the ReelTok podcast. I am Cam alongside my lovely and beautiful hosts, Seth, Tyler, and George. We appreciate everyone for coming back and anyone who may possibly be a new listener on this episode. We got a good episode today. It's not going to be too long. We say that all the time, but today I truly believe it. So we'll see. But we're just going to review some Shazam. We have the Mandalorian season 3, episode 3. We'll give quick thoughts. I was not able to join The Last of Us real quick, so I may touch on my opinion on the show in general for a little. Ted Lasso came back this week. I don't know if anyone watched it. I did. Not a ton to talk about, but we may get into that. We have some news, some trailers, and some nerd news to touch on, and then we'll go through what we've been watching, obviously. And lastly, the draft this week will just be a random movies draft, which I have not told these guys anything about this draft, like literally anything at all. I have on Letterboxd, I have made a Letterboxd list of 20 movies from a tweet I tweeted yesterday and said, someone just reply with movies, like any movie. And so the 20 that I saw that kind of caught my eye, I just picked 20 random ones, and that will be our draft this week. So
I was wondering why you were tweeting that.
So what's the concept? I don't understand. What do we do?
So on my Letterboxd, there's a list. So go look.
So I have to choose from the replies.
Yeah. So it's the random Letterboxd draft list.
So funny.
I need prep time.
You do not need prep time. You're
There's
not
no
allowed
way we need prep time.
I promise you, I did not take prep time for this. But there are there are probably like 6 good movies, and then like 5 okay movies, and then some shit. So
right, cool.
What is this?
It's
Pretty
definitely.
Sure, I think I replied 365 days. So that's.
I think you did.
Unfortunate
I think,
for everyone.
a lot. So thank you to everyone who replied on my Twitter that this is what that was for.
I'm gonna let you guys know right now. I will kill one of you.
Can I choose 2 from the same person?
I will absolutely kill one of you.
What do you mean? Choose
like,
2?
Because some people suggested like 5, haven't they? So can I choose 2?
No. I already put. Go to my Letterboxd.
Oh, you made.
I have a list.
Oh, okay.
I've already chosen.
This will be good. This will be good.
There are some movies that I haven't even seen on this list.
Yeah, you picked some stinkers.
What's your username, Cam?
I mean, like, I haven't seen a good amount of these, so it's just kind of going to be fun. I didn't really want to do a basic DC draft yet. I said we can wait for the Flash to do that because that's probably a much bigger movie than the Shazamily movie. But yeah, this week we have a ton of content coming. We basically at this point are releasing an episode every day. So please subscribe to the YouTube, turn on notifications. Please tell a friend or a family member about the YouTube, because like we've said before, there's no like For You page necessarily on YouTube. It's kind of just if you're searching for either Shazam review or ReelTok, maybe then we'll pop up, but there's not really a For You page. It's hard to get pushed out on YouTube. So please tell a friend, subscribe if you're able to. All of this content uptick that we've had, all of these extra drafts, all of these extra reviews, they are all thanks to the patrons and everyone who is supporting us. We really, really do appreciate it. If you are able to subscribe to the Patreon, you do not have to. We would really appreciate it. As always, thank you to everyone who already does. Thank you to anyone who may do it this week. But it's very, very helpful to all of us. And
subscribe to my YouTube as well. Thank you.
Oh yeah, Seth just made a YouTube. Subscribe to that at Seth Film Reviews. Quick plug for myself. If you go to my Instagram bio, my mom is running the Chicago Marathon. This is her 2nd time running. She's trying to raise some money. My grandpa died of pancreatic cancer. If you're willing to send any money for her, that would be absolutely wonderful, and that would just make her very, very happy, and it would make me very, very happy. So if you're able to, that's great. If you can't, that's fine. I appreciate anything. So thank you all who would be willing to do that. We're just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna start with the elephant in my room. How's everyone's week? My week is shit. It's terrible. I hate myself. And Purdue basketball is the second 1 seed in history of the tournament to lose to a 16 seed.
What does that mean?
So Seth, the way the March Madness works is like there's 4 divisions of 16 teams. So there's 64 teams total. Okay.
Yeah.
1 seed are the 4 best teams in the tournament, and the 16 seeds are the 4 worst teams in the tournament, right? A 1 seed has only lost in the very first round to a 16 seed twice in history, and once was last night, and it was the Purdue Boilermakers. I'm going to talk about this for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to be done with it. I am upset. I am sad. I am depressed. This season was a good season, and I'm very happy with how it turned out for the most part. We were supposed to finish middle of the pack Big Ten, like 6th, I think we were projected. We won the Big Ten by 3 games. We won the Big Ten tournament. Everything was good. And then this is probably the most embarrassing loss in tournament history. And obviously there's been a 16 seed that's won before. So you may be able to argue that is a more embarrassing loss or a more unfortunate loss. But Fairleigh Dickinson, who beat Purdue, was not even supposed to be in the tournament. So Seth, to explain it to you a little bit, small schools, they have to win their division's tournament in order to make the big NCAA full Division I tournament, because they're not big enough schools. They get an automatic bid if they win that tournament. They're not big enough schools. They don't play any good teams to like have a case to make the tournament without winning their division. This team did not win their division, but the team that did was an D2 school that moved into D1, and there's a 5-year grace period or like a 3-year grace period. So they can't play in the NCAA tournament for 3 years. This school did not win their tournament. They should not have been in the tournament, but they got the free bid because the school that did win was ineligible. So it's a real bummer.
So is March Madness, is that just basketball? I thought that was American football for some reason.
No, it's American college basketball.
So why do you not just watch the NBA, man?
The NBA sucks. The NBA does not play defense. The NBA is just BS. Everyone whines. Everyone sits out games. It's just annoying. No one cares. I mean, they're all good players. I'm not going to argue with that, but no one cares in the NBA. The NBA sucks. March Madness college basketball is the best sport ever, and I am depressed.
That story got worse and worse as you guys went along.
No, it's terrible. It's a tough season to be on Twitter. Because, now, and like I said, we had a good season. We way overachieved. But now it doesn't really matter because everyone's just kind of going to drag us for losing to this. Yeah, exactly. The only other time this has happened, the next year, the team that lost won the national championship. So maybe I can use that. Zach Edey, please come back. Matt Painter, you're fine. People who are calling for his job are absolute idiots. I could just roast this team online, but I'm also sitting behind my phone and not actually doing anything. So
I was going to say, you were very tame on Twitter last night.
I'm a very angry fan, for the most part. I'll yell and stuff during the game. But like I said, I'm sitting on my couch behind my phone. I'm not going to just go on Twitter and start roasting people. Apparently, a Purdue wrestler beat the best wrestler in the nation yesterday. Good for him. I'm very happy. I got a couple comments about that, and I wish it canceled it out. I just don't necessarily follow wrestling a ton, but very good for him. I'm proud. And I got tagged about 10 times in James Drose's What Happened and other videos, and it's a tough night to be on Twitter for myself. But I love being a Boilermaker. We're just a school of disappointment, and that's okay.
You know what I think is crazy? ESPN posted that graphic after Purdue lost that there were 0 perfect brackets left. That's kind of crazy that not one person from Fairleigh Dickinson was like, fuck it. Let's just.
Well, I mean, I'm sure people picked Fairleigh Dickinson, but they didn't pick all other 32 games that happened.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You got to get every other game right too.
Sure.
Actually, fun fact, shout out Bailey, my son. He picked Fairleigh Dickinson in his little, we would hand him like a piece. We held up 2 pieces of paper and said high or lower, and he picked Fairleigh Dickinson. So shout out him.
Smarter than you.
Huh?
Smarter than you.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm depressed. It happens. There's my 10-minute rant. Seth, how's your week been?
Pretty good. I don't think we've done anything this week really. UFC today at normal time, which is great. It's in London, which I couldn't get tickets for, so rip. But really excited for that. Well, I could have got tickets, right? But the only options that were left, I registered for interest because they sell out really quickly when they come to the UK. And the only ones they had left is like right at the back of the stadium. You know where the fighters just got ants, like where it's to the point where you can't even see anything. And it's like, am I really going to pay £200 a ticket for that? Do you know what I mean? I'd rather pay like £600 a ticket to sit somewhere where I can actually see and experience everything that I want to experience. And then I was like, okay, there's not really much point. But UFC's on today, which I'm very excited for, London time, which is great. I can actually go to bed at a reasonable hour. Watched a few films this week.
What's a reasonable hour for you? Like 12, 1?
Because
you were texting us at like 2 a.m. yesterday.
No, yesterday I was really busy work-wise at night. It was fucking nightmare. Admin. A usual hour for me would be like 11:30, 12, I think. Okay. And I think tonight we'll probably finish about 11, so I might just go to bed after that. But that's quite nice. It's a bit different than staying until 5 in the morning anyway.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
When's Hans Zimmer?
Middle of July, I think, which I'm very excited for. We made a list of every film that Anna has to watch because she's not seen Inception, Interstellar, all George's favorite films. She hasn't seen any of them.
So tough to see. And she gives Goodfellas a 2 out of 5.
2.5. But bro, you should see everything else. It's crazy. Like, when we watch Gravity, I give it a 4, she give it a 1. So I mean that's exactly what you need to see. But we're going for, I think we're gonna go through their films soon. We watched Gladiator, which she actually really enjoyed. But yeah, we're gonna go through them. Really excited for that. But nothing else this week. Pretty standard week as far as I'm concerned. Watched a few films. Didn't get a chance to see Shazam, unfortunately. Because I can't imagine that I would have liked that much.
I think you would have liked it more than Black Adam. I really do. Yeah, really? I really do. It's not. Well, we'll get to it. Whatever. Just
but yeah, pretty good.
That's my one prediction.
It's not so more than a 2, so I average or higher then.
Yeah. I think you would have liked it more than Black Adam. That's my only prediction for you.
Interesting.
And if you liked it less than Black Adam, I would say you're kind of crazy, but again, it's to each their own. But
I might watch it.
Well, again, we'll get to it. Doesn't matter.
She likes the first one, so I probably will watch it in cinema this week, and I'll let you know. I'll speak about it next week's podcast if I watch it anyway.
Sure.
But yeah, pretty good week.
Tyler, how are you? I know you have a friend. Sorry, I went off script a little. I guess the rundown had George next, but we're going crazy. Tyler, you have a friend in town. How are you?
Yeah.
Do not ever let that happen again.
I know.
No,
our entire script is written
way off the rails.
We're screwed now.
Yeah, we're just gonna break. So it's been a good week. Been off of work for most of it. I have a friend in town. As you guys know, I'm like a pretty meticulous planner.
Oh yeah.
Like basically, yeah. I'm a very meticulous planner. Almost like basically OCD levels. So like whenever I have like a friend in town, I kind of go off script, and I'm not really like maximizing my organization each day, so it stresses me out a little bit because I'm just kind of free balling each day. I don't have everything like planned out each and every day, but it's been fun. We've basically been insanely active, like golfing, playing pickleball, playing tennis.
What do we shoot?
Well, actually, it was our own fault because last night we started golf at 5, and I was like, man, there's no tee times after us, so it's gonna be super nice. Like the sun was completely set by like hole 14, so
yeah, that's
naturally we had to call it early. So we were like, oh, we'll just keep playing. But then it got to the point where just like you hit the ball and then immediately off the hit, you're just like, yep, no idea where that just went. It's just pitch black.
Did you say pickleball then?
Yeah, pickleball.
Yeah, what the hell
is pickleball not getting big?
It's becoming like really popular in America. It started as like a popular retirement game, but now it's just everywhere. It's like a blend between tennis and table tennis. It's like ping pong and tennis.
It's a smaller tennis.
Squash.
I don't know all the rules of squash.
Squash is in a room, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, when you
it's like on a court, but it's like a plastic ball and like a wood racket. So the ball obviously it's pretty fun.
It's fun. It's like a tennis court, but just a little smaller. So it's not like because we played tennis right after playing pickleball, and Yeah, tennis is just so much harder. There's so much ground to
Tennis
cover.
takes it out of you.
Pickleball's
so
a little
much.
more about like reaction time as opposed to like running back and forth. Even though there's some strategy into it, but no, it's like getting huge in America. But yeah, we're just playing
it is.
games.
It is very much. I told Emma the other day. I was like, we should play pickleball. It's very much a like you're married and your life is a little bit over game. But
Sounds fun to me.
it's a lot of fun. That was a
fun.
joke. Your life is not over.
But yeah, other than that, just been playing a lot of sports all week and chilling, trying to tick off some movies. Taylor Swift started her world tour in Phoenix last night. They renamed the city to Swift City for 2 days.
Yo,
Can we talk
I
about that tour?
I saw quotes or I saw clips of that tour, and it looks like a good tour, like a good concert. It looked very good.
Her set list is 44 songs.
How long is that going to take?
And one song is 10 minutes.
Emma's going. Emma's going whenever it's in Indy. It's the Swift fans they don't care, man.
They're crazy.
They're on their own.
How did you get tickets?
Yeah.
How did you get tickets? Was it not hard to get tickets?
No, it was very hard. They did something like Ticketmaster obviously was fucked and like went down or something, but they got them before. I don't know. I can never tell the story, but
we don't go to like concerts very often. But George, for example, we tried to get Coldplay tickets here, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah,
we were early and we were like 400,000th in the queue. It was crazy.
Coldplay goes fast.
Yeah, I'm certain Taylor Swift is the biggest like name in music here, at least. Like
she's big here. She is big here. People.
It's absurd, dude. But
I mean, like no one's like Ticketmaster's been fine for the most part until her. Like Ticketmaster's always had problems, but like it was never.
No one cared.
Broken.
And now
like
people want Ticketmaster.
I have seen this on Twitter. Yeah, I have seen this.
Yeah, it's wild. But yeah,
that's it for me.
All right, yeah, George, how are you?
I've been chilling. Obviously, I don't start my new job till April 3rd, so I got 2 more weeks of vibing. I've been catching up on sleep a lot, sleeping until like 9:30, 10, getting into more of a gym routine and spending more time at the gym, just trying to get back into shape, I guess, or just get to a weight that I enjoy being at. And then that's it. Just running around, running some errands, going on walks, just literally just enjoying my time off before the work grind starts again in 2 weeks. And surprisingly, doing a really shitty job at checking movies off my watch list, considering I have a lot of time on my hands right now.
I find when you get like
more time.
Yeah, when you get more time, that's when you like plan a bunch of things.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That are fun rather than like, okay, I have work tomorrow. I'm gonna go home and watch a movie.
Yeah.
You know, like
I'm home during the day, and like I this is the first time I haven't worked for 3 weeks straight since college. So I'm like, I don't want to spend my days like sitting on a couch watching a movie. So it's like not doing the best job. Like, I should be watching like 4 movies a day, but I'm just not.
4 movies a day is too much, man.
Yeah.
You can't absorb that much.
I know.
I'd be melted.
What have you been up to though?
Films.
Just like hanging around New York City?
Literally just hanging around, putting up some prints. I went to a poster shop yesterday, which was sick.
That was sick.
So I turned out to find out. Yeah, it was in New York. It was downtown. So I went to this, for everyone listening, I went to this poster shop. It's called Posteriety. And I get there. It's like this really cool, like, it's like the most New York City studio looking place you'll ever see in your entire life. So I get to talking to this girl that works there, and she's telling me about like the posters. They're all custom. She's telling me about the artists, and we're just talking about movies, going back and forth. And then she's like, "Are you on Letterboxd?" And I'm like, "That's a stupid question. Yes, I am." And she's like, "Well, do you know, like, are you a paying Letterboxd customer?" I'm like, again, stupid. Yes. And she's like, "Well, the poster feature, like changing posters, that's us. We partner for Letterboxd for that."
Wow.
Like, that's sick.
That's
like, that's literally electric. And then she was like, she started bringing up the fact that like she wants to, well, not she's just an employee, but like the owner of the business wants to host an event at this studio with Letterboxd. And in my head, I'm like, I should plug myself. I should say something. I and I didn't say anything, but when I go back to pick up my posters, I will say something.
Is Letterboxd New York? Is Letterboxd a New York-based company?
I don't know. I never thought so, but
it's New Zealand.
Is
New
it?
Zealand.
Oh, I thought it was US. Oh, right. Interesting.
Interesting.
No, New Zealand.
Okay.
Interesting.
Good pull. Good pull. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah, I assume you're good at that about it.
That was it. That's been my lazy week of non-working.
Sounds like most everyone had a good week. Besides myself, but that's all right.
Besides Purdue.
Yeah. Yes. Before we get into anything, major rest in peace to Lance Reddick. Star of like The Wire, John Wick, and many other things. You probably know him from something. He was in like Godzilla vs. Kong. I remember. Good actor. Passed away way too early. I believe he was like 60. Major rest in peace to him. Hope his family is okay. But we'll get into the big reviews. The big one being Shazam, the Fury of the Shazamily. Yeah, it's just George and myself that watched it. I mean, if you don't know what Shazam is, I feel like you should, but we'll go through the synopsis. Bestowed with the powers of the gods, Billy Batson and his fellow foster kids are still learning how to juggle teenage life with their adult superhero alter egos when a vengeful trio of ancient gods arrive on Earth in search of the magic stolen from them long ago. Shazam and his allies get thrust into battle for their superpowers, their lives, and the fate of the world. Bum, bum, bum. Directed by David F. Sandberg, obviously starring Zachary Levi, Rachel Zegler, Grace Caroline Curry, many others. George, you can start. I didn't have a bad time with this. I don't think you did either. I think we're about in the same place. You're more than welcome to start.
I saw you gave it a 3 out of 5. Same score as me. It's the most like whatever movie I've ever seen. And I keep saying this over and over again. I don't know if it's just because I have like a really bad taste in my mouth after Black Adam and Quantumania, but I really did not mind my time with Shazam. I thought it was fun. I think the comedy here makes sense because they are children. Like the cringe.
That was actually like I actually laughed at a couple things I only wrote down.
Yeah, that too. Like not only like listen,
like genuinely
there was an excessive amount of comedy. That's a given. And a lot of it did come off cringe.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie did get me like to audibly laugh several times, and that genuinely surprised me. I think Zachary Levi is like just such a star in this role. He like just has perfected this comedic timing of like playing a 17-year-old in a 35-year-old man's body, and I think it's just really fun to watch. The movie itself is just the most like run through the motions superhero movie you'll ever see. There's no depth to these characters really. There's no depth to our villain. There's no
I disagree with there's no depth to the original characters. Like I agree the villains, but
I mean, like besides Billy, you don't really get a lot from these characters.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I will say to that, like I said in my TikTok review, this movie got a tear out of me, and I did text you guys this.
Yeah, I want to know what part. We'll get into that in spoilers, but
we'll get into
it.
Is it going to make me? Is a superhero film going to make me cry? That's wild.
It won't.
Honestly, I didn't think it might.
Me and George have a very limited amount. Like we cry at a lot of things.
I did not expect this, and it's funny. We'll get into it with spoilers because like it was a scene that I expected to happen based on one thing that happened previously, and then when it happened I was like, oh, please say it, and he said it and I was like, oh, that made me cry. But yeah, I mean, we'll keep like the non-spoiler review like fairly short. I was entertained for 2 hours. That's more than I can say for Shazam, for Quantumania and Black Adam. So I'm happy I walked out at least smiling and like happy with what I had watched. But again, this is doing nothing to progress the superhero genre, and I will probably never see it again. And maybe a hot take, but I do have it higher than the first Shazam. And I know I'm like in the minority.
I feel like you should rewatch the first Shazam.
I really think I should.
When's the last time you watched that? I gotta assume that's a one watch for you. Like you watched it in theaters and called it there.
I think it was a 2 watch because I think I watched it in theaters and then I watched it probably my senior year of college with my roommates. I think we watched it one night. Which either way, that was 3.5-4 years ago. So I think I am due for a rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't remember ever loving that movie. So I did enjoy Shazam! Fury of the Gods. It's a 3 out of 5. Bottom half of DCEU movies, if you want to call it. It's about it.
Yeah, I don't know where I have it in my DC rating, to be honest. And I should say, disrespectful of me to when I was running through the actors in this. Great Helen Mirren is in this as well.
And she was
one of the main villains.
That was one of the like positives and negatives of this movie for me, because I really think she was great in that role. She was menacing as fuck.
Yeah, she was very good.
She was cool in that role, but there was nothing to her character. Her character was just so one-dimensional, and it kind of like bothered me, because you have this great actress, this absolute icon and legend in Helen Mirren, and you're kind of like wasting her. It kind of felt like Christian Bale in Thor: Love and Thunder, where you have like one of the greatest actors of all time, and you're kind of just, not giving him the potential to like really like give us something memorable.
Yeah, I agree. I'm in the same boat as you, George. This movie to me is just like an extremely unoffensive movie, in the sense that like it's not going to make you want to rip your hair out and like leave the theater because it's so horrid, but it's not going to make you cheer and scream because it's amazing. I think it's
is that our standard for Marvel and DC movies now? If we don't want to leave the theater, it's a W.
No, I'm saying it's middle of the road at that point.
Yeah.
Like I feel like people often, freak out and want to say every superhero movie feels like it has to be a 1 out of 5 or a 5 out of 5. And this is a 3 out of 5 for me. I think it had a little bit more good than it did bad.
Yeah.
There's one line in there that absolutely had me dying, and I don't know why. If it was the delivery, I'll say it in spoilers, but it genuinely made me laugh. I absolutely love Rachel Zegler. I think she could do anything, and I would adore it. I know Tyler is a West Side Story reboot hater. I really enjoy that movie, and it is mostly because of Rachel. Yeah, she's the main. She's the lead actress.
I haven't seen that.
And she's the best. I just fucking love her in that, and I love her in anything she does. So she's great in this. Go her. I should also say, shout out Jaimin Hansu. Dude just is in like finding himself in every franchise. He's in DC, Marvel. He's in The Kingsman. He's in A Quiet Place. Like this dude's just the king. I love Jaimin Hansu. Even though he did have like some quotes this week that it's hard for him. He doesn't think he gets paid a ton for his roles, shout out or not shout out to whoever is doing that to him, because he deserves to be paid.
He's in so many.
He's in so much, man. And he's always a small role. Don't get me wrong. But
he was quite a decent role in Gladiator, wasn't he? From what I remember, and that's a big film.
He's like
the friend, the best friend.
Weeks his way places.
Yeah, he's just that guy. And so in this movie, Seth, you didn't watch the first, right?
No shot.
Okay, that's fine.
No shot.
In these movies, he's like a great wizard. All right, he's like the big wizard man. Yeah. So obviously he's big beard, cane. He's walking around, right? Looks like a typical wizard. At the end of the movie, just goes full like 2023 revamp, and he's just himself. He's in like a suit and a top hat, and it's just like he's
hilarious.
I didn't want to put on the makeup for this one final scene. I'm just gonna be myself, and I'll act like a wizard, I guess. Like it was very funny. But we can get into spoilers now. I really don't have much to touch on. I will say real quick before spoilers, it's unfortunate that of all the Shazamily, of all the Shazam family, Zachary Levi's the least good looking. There's like 6 of them. They're all beautiful. And the main Shazam, he's probably at my low on the tier list.
We know who's number 1 on that list.
Probably. Like of Adam Brody, Ross Butler, DJ Cortrena, Grace Caroline Murray. I'm trying to find everyone. Megan Good. Like they're just beautiful people. And then Zachary Levi, I think's a good looking guy, but just not up to them. That's just commenting on looks by ugly person Cam for the day, I guess. But yeah, getting into spoilers. I didn't take a ton of notes during this movie. Like I said, it just kind of was a middle of the road movie that I had a fine time with. And that's what I'll take, I guess, these days. The one line that absolutely had me dying is, so Seth, I'm sure you got this from like us talking about it and the synopsis, but these are kids.
Yeah. I know the stuff.
Shazam and they become right. So they go off. Their parents don't know. They're in a foster home. Their foster parents don't know. They go off, do their superheroing, and then their foster parents are watching on the TV, and they're like, I should go check on the kids or something. And then the kids come back like as they go to check on him, and the main child, Jack Dylan Grazer, who does he play? He plays Shazam's best friend, Billy Batson's best friend. I can't remember his name.
Freddie
Freeman. Thank you. He's walking in the door and they're trying. It's like one of those where you like make a fake conversation, or like someone walks in and they're like 99, 100 doing push-ups, but he's like, who knows what they're up to, right? Probably doing drugs, right? Probably taking selfies while vaping on TikTok. And I don't know why it had me dying, but just like the idea that it was a fake conversation and his line delivery had me hysterically.
How old are they meant to be though?
They're supposed to be 17. So I believe Billy's like 5 months away from turning 18, and then Freddie Freeman's like 2 months younger, or a month younger than him, I believe.
Oh, okay.
They mentioned that during the movie. That line just had me hysterically laughing. George, what part made you cry? I just need to know.
Yeah, the beginning, closer to the beginning of the movie, Billy Batson does not refer to his foster mom as mom.
Mm-hmm.
He refers to her by her name.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they have like this conversation where, and we're in spoilers, so I'm sorry. Every other Shazam loses their power, so it's just Billy that like has to go save the world. And like he says one final goodbye to his mom, and she like approaches him as he's in Shazam form, and she's like, "Can I see you, like Billy, you, not like this you?" So he says Shazam, goes back to a normal. And they have just like a little warm embrace. And then as he walks away, he says, "I love you, Mom." And I was like, God, that shit hit.
Yeah. I did like that scene. That scene didn't make me cry, but it was like
once he said in the beginning of the movie, when he said goodbye, Cheryl, or whatever the hell her name was, and then the foster dad looks at her and goes, "Just give it time. He'll come around." I was like, oh, we're gonna get some sad little scene towards the end where he says "Mom," and it's gonna make me at least tear up or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it did. And I thought that was a really great little mother-son moment.
I agree. So into spoilers, I guess it's a superhero movie. Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren play Calypso and Hespera, the daughters of Atlas. And then Rachel Zegler is revealed to be the third daughter of Atlas. Did we know that before the movie?
I didn't.
I didn't either. And I was like, whoa. I didn't either. And I feel
I was questioning it too. I was like,
I feel like I should.
Was I supposed to? Yeah, I was like, was I supposed to know this beforehand?
Either way, it like for most movies, I go in like with way too much knowledge because, like, I like reading theories and explainers of trailers and stuff. This one I didn't, because I didn't care. So
too.
It kind of made it more fun because so Rachel Zegler plays Anthena, who is the third sister of Atlas, but obviously she's like the good sister. She falls in love with Freddie Freeman, who, by the way, again in this movie does not skip a beat on the bullies just being way incredibly mean to the crippled kid.
Like, so out of pocket mean, it's funny.
Like they bend his crutch, like God. And then a teacher steps in and they're like, "Oh, you dropped this, no repercussions for him." I believe in the first movie, and I wanted to watch the first movie before seeing this again, but I didn't. I believe in the first movie they hit him with their car, which again is just like one of the most absurd, mean bully things, to hit a crippled kid with your car. That always makes me laugh. At the end, they have big CGI fight. They're fighting a dragon.
Naturally.
Shazam. Here's the big one, I guess. Shazam dies. Billy Batson dies, and then so they bury him. They full on bury him, like he is dead. And then in comes Gal Gadot, her Wonder Woman character.
Was that meant to be a cameo? Because I saw that everyone.
It was a cameo that was spoiled in the trailer.
Yeah,
and man, oh man, was that is simply just because they had no money. Yeah, they have no money and they need to make money on this. And guess what? they did not make some money on
No,
this.
I was gonna say I don't think like respect to Gal Gadot, but like she's not putting people in movie theaters.
I think she would if people cared about. I think I think other than the Flash, like Aquaman 2 is not going to make any money. This isn't going to make any money. It sucks because you shouldn't go to movies just expecting a broader like story, but that's what these movies are. They're trying to, and they tease some stuff. We'll talk. We can talk post-credit scenes, but like they tease larger things that you ultimately know is not going to happen. Which sucks. Like I'll go see them, but I understand people being like, I don't really care about this because Shazam is not like a notable character for most people, like a Superman, Batman, a Spider-Man. People will go see those if they're not going to connect anything but a Shazam. Who cares? And I don't think. Yeah, I mean, like Gal Gadot, I'm sure put like 5 more butts in seats, but like, I don't think.
I think you're forgetting that superhero fans are a bunch of misogynists.
That's probably true, honestly. Yeah, I do forget that as well. So I don't know. It was such a nothing scene. She comes in, she takes the staff of power or whatever, and uses the power of her dad, and then raises him from the dead. Which
is she the one in the good Wonder Woman film, the one that you like? I don't know which 19.
Well, no, 1984 is the bad Wonder Woman. But the first Wonder Woman is genuinely very
good
good.
One.
Yeah. And also she comes in with her theme, and the one that's like, other than her, which I do enjoy as Wonder Woman, that theme slaps so fucking hard. It's so damn good. So she comes in with that, and that's going to be a big miss when they lose that. Moving on to post-credit scenes, he gets approached by Amelia Harcourt, who is James Gunn's wife. I'll be honest, I forget her name, and then fucking Beardo.
I have literally no idea what their names are.
I'm very sorry to her, and then Beardo, who at least I know her. At least I know her movie name. Beardo from fucking not Black Adam. Peacemaker, sorry. So they approach him and they're like, "Hey, do you want to join the Justice Society?" And he's like, "Is that the Justice League?" And then it's played for jokes, whatever. But I
thought that was a fun joke.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah,
I was gonna say I think it went on too long, but he was like, "You guys don't think it's a little weird that you have 2 teams both starting with Justice?"
Yeah,
and then he's like, "What about Avengers Society?"
Oh, that one made me laugh. Yeah, he was like, "What about Avengers Society?" That one made me laugh.
That's pretty funny.
It's one of those things that it's like, this isn't really gonna amount to anything. So does it matter? And then the second post-credit scene shows Mark Strong's character from the first movie with whatever his name is, with Mr. Mind, who's apparently a big like villain in the comics. I think this was the same exact post-credit scene from the first movie. Or am I mistaken? What was the post?
Completely honest, I had to pee so goddamn badly that I could, like, my body physically could not even wait through the credits.
I feel like, did I just like, I may have like a Mandela effect this into my mind that I thought this is the same post-credit scene as the first movie, but maybe I don't know. And again, it's just one of those that like you don't think anything's coming. And then Brandon something, whatever his name is on Twitter, tweeted, like it just sucks that these aren't going to amount to anything. And then Zachary Levi replied and was like, "Oh, how do you know it's not going to amount to anything?" And then he was like, "Oh, it's all about getting box office numbers, so something could happen."
How's it open to the box office? Is it doing shit?
It made like 3.7 million in its Thursday opening. Let me check. I should have had this pulled up, but let me check for weekend. Give me a sec. Shazam Fury of the God makes 3 point. It'll be lucky to hit 40 million over the weekend. It's projected at about 30 million. I don't know how much it cost to make, but I'm sure it was much more than that.
It's losing money.
Yeah, and again, it sucks, but it's
125 million.
It costs 125 million.
Yeah, so 25 million more than the first one.
Yeah, so it's not going to make good money, and I don't mind Zachary Levi in this role. It was a little weird when he stopped and was like, "Hey, I hate Pfizer." But
that was so funny. So who I saw a tweet. Someone was about to go see Shazam: Fury of the Gods, and they're like about to go see Captain Pfizer.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Cam? Oh no, you did.
I
did one of them.
I tweeted Fury of Pfizer.
You tweeted Fury of Pfizer.
Look, yeah, he hates the vaccine. He's probably going to get kicked out of this role. Fucking weirdo, but I don't mind him in this role.
I don't think he's going to get kicked out of this role. I don't think
they're going to make any more Shazams, though.
You don't think so? Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. It made no money.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to make any more Shazams. Maybe they'll bring him back in 10 years.
I was going to say, I'm trying to think through that phase 1
How
that
old
James
is he?
got announced. I don't think there was a Shazam in there.
37.
He's got to be
middle-aged.
old. Yeah.
He is 42. He's getting up there, man.
I don't know if they would have made a Shazam, whether this did great or not.
Yeah, that's
I'm sure if this made 500 million, 700 million, I'm sure they would have been like,
yeah, if it had done like,
let's throw another one in.
Yeah.
But if it made like 200 million, probably not, where it just is breaking even after like all the
I don't know if
marketing and such.
Yeah, the marketing
whatever it takes to break even after marketing and such. I'm sure that would have been still nothing. But now, they might bring them back 10 years when they do their fucking Crisis on Infinite Earths or whatever they're building to. But no reason to bring him back. Unfortunate for him. He's fine. He's good in this role. I don't mind him, but it's just not going to happen. Any other thoughts, George? I think we covered.
Yeah, I think we had everything.
I liked the Shazamily. I liked all the others.
I think.
Characters.
Listen, again, I don't think there's any depth to any of these characters, but I do think they all seem like they were having a good time.
Yeah. They're all beautiful people to look at.
More than I could say about Quantumania. Quantumania going to catch so many fades in the next couple of months.
That's fine. I did have this higher than Quantumania. It's a bit better. I think it was kind of weird how much Jack Dylan Grazer was in this and Asher Angel was not, who plays Billy Batman, but it's fine. Who cares? He was always Zachary Levi. Yeah, I don't know. We can move on. Sorry. The one note that I wrote down that I want to mention is it had at the very start, it had the very, very classic after Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu steal the staff of power or whatever the fuck it is. They're like, they would have given this power to the strongest person ever. And then it pans over and it's idiot superhero number one. Like that's very classic superhero movie.
That is so predictable.
Yeah, that absolute classic. So whatever.
And he literally says, "I'm an idiot" or something.
Yeah, because he's in like therapy with a pediatrician. I don't know. There were a couple funny moments, a couple stupid moments. And this is not on Shazam, but I think just this character you can, and I like about the first movie is that it's kind of like a coming of age movie. You know, I'm a sucker for coming of age. There's a very good scene, in my opinion, in the first movie that's basically like almost like a leap of faith scene where he jumps off a roof and like shouts Shazam and then becomes, obviously Shazam. I like that it's like kids kind of learning and they're acting like kids, and a lot of them do a good job on like kids are idiots and they probably make fun of people or probably like grab kittens before saving people. I don't know. There are little moments where it's like, yeah, these are clearly, kids being superheroes. And I kind of like that. Definitely a lot of just very okay things, but we don't have to get into those. We can move on. Mandalorian season 3, episode 3 again. This is just kind of George and I. A lot of people on Twitter not a fan of this episode. This was side quest episode, Tyler, but I gotta assume this is not a one-off episode. So does that make it a side quest? Like, I'm sure they come back to this and but it's a side quest for this episode. George, what are your thoughts?
Maybe I'm stupid, but I did not. I think this was the least side questy episode of the season. Of like the last 2 seasons. I think this is the episode that really gears towards like what they're building to.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
It was the whole like story that we got with the doctor and then obviously Bo-Katan and sorry, are we spoiling or what?
Yeah.
I don't think it matters. Like spoilers, so skip ahead 10 minutes or 5.5 minutes. But yeah, like Bo-Katan losing her home. Now she's out with Mando. The whole doctor side quest, that's not obviously going to amount to nothing. Like, I think
exactly that's
that
my
entire
thing.
sequence like plays towards the greater Mandalorian story that I think this season is building up to. So I don't know. Again, maybe it's just me being dumb, but like this, I was watching this episode and I was like, people got to stop complaining about side quests because they're listening, because this episode is not nearly a side quest. Like we see Mando in this episode for not even 20% of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I enjoyed the episode.
I think that's where people are mad. Probably.
I'm gonna compliment a really shitty movie right now, but it's like the one thing that I actually genuinely enjoy from Attack of the Clones, and that's like giant space cities. I don't know why. I just love seeing that shit, and this episode had a lot of that. I just think it's like the coolest thing in the world. It doesn't look all that realistic. Let's be honest. Like you can clearly tell it's very, very CGI and green screen, but I don't know, just giant Star Wars cities at night, I think just looks sick.
Yeah, I mean, they're on Coruscant. You see the New Republic. They've taken a bunch of people from Moff Gideon's regime in the New Empire. So we see Dr. Pershing at Elia Kane, who was like Moff Gideon's right-hand woman. Yeah, it's just like, and then obviously you're either compliant to the New Republic or you're brainwashed at the end in order to be compliant to the New Republic. And I think that's probably going to come back, and that's probably why the New Republic does not succeed very well. But I don't know where it's going. I haven't done a ton of reading on this episode and like what it could mean. I do believe we're building towards son of a bitch, what's his name from Rebels? Blue Man. Angry Blue Man.
Oh.
Starts fuck.
I haven't seen Rebels in forever.
Blue Man Rebels. Blue Guy Rebels. Thrawn, thank you. That's it. I think we're building towards Thrawn. He's going to be the main villain in the Ahsoka Tano show. But yeah, we see Mando. He's back with his clan because he did bathe in the living waters. Bo-Katan also in the clan now because she hasn't removed her helmet, and she also bathed in the living waters. So they're cool. I think they're probably going to go back to the Mythosaur thing, and that'll probably be a big part of the season too, I'm sure. I don't know. I'm enjoying the show. People are calling it an Andor episode in Mandalorian, which they did Mandalorian episodes in Boba Fett, and those were the best parts of it. So if they're just gonna basically do other shows in within their shows, great, whatever. I like the episode. I think a good amount of people did, but you have those few loud people on Twitter who didn't love it. And then sorry, just to keep it on me, it's just kind of where the reviews go. The Last of Us finale, you guys all talked it. Just real quick thoughts. In my opinion, I loved this final episode. I do think it was a little rushed. But I don't think it was bad by any means. I love this season. I think it's just so damn emotional. And right now I am fully on the Last of Us edit TikTok, and I repost everyone because they just fucking hit. And they make me sad. Ellie and Joel's relationship is just unmatched in this show. I think it's incredible. I like the brutality of Joel. I know, like, obviously Joel's not a good person, but I think at this point, I think no one's a good person in this show. And that's kind of the point. Like, how are they to know that like this cure is going to work? So there's no way of knowing that. He doesn't want to lose Ellie like he lost Sarah. Obviously goes on that murderous rampage. I've seen way too much about The Last of Us 2 on TikTok, and I just can't look away every time. So I just watch the little cutaway clips that I see. But
why would you do that?
I don't care. It's basically like I'm watching it. I'm watching it for the first time. There we go. I'm happy now.
I guess.
I'm not a guy who loses his mind over spoilers, man. Like,
you will. That's if you see some big ones in season 2, you will.
I've already seen, and I already know what happens in The Last of Us 2.
Why would you do?
Bro, you're the worst.
I don't care. I'm not spoiling it for anyone. Blame the people on TikTok.
No. Ken was so mad after the Purdue game. He was like, "Fuck it."
Last of Us season
Last of Us
spoilers.
Probably, man. Probably. But like I've said it time and time again, if you're a dickhead and you're the worst person on earth and you want to send someone on this pod spoilers, just send them to me because I don't care. Like if you're gonna spoil Andrew and Tom or Andrew and Toby and Spider-Man No Way Home, just send them to me. I don't care. I does not affect my viewing of the first time seeing it on the big screen.
That's so weird.
You are such an anomaly. I love
You
it.
are such a strange person.
I just don't care, man. I mean, like I like it. I like seeing it, but I don't care. It's not going to affect me.
Cam,
So
do you have final episode or not final, but season rankings, like your final episode ranking?
Off the top, what did I say? So I think I went 5, right?
Yeah.
5, 3, 8. Did I say
Yeah, that was the same as mine. 5, 3, 8. So
best to worst.
5, 3, 8,
I imagine you're going.
Yeah, best to worst. So God, I gotta not forget 5, 3, 8.
1.
1.
That was all of our
9,
top 4.
5, 3,
Just
8,
in different
1.
order.
9.
Same as mine, yeah.
2.
Wow.
4, 7. What am I forgetting?
9.
No, I gave 5, 3, 8, 1, 9, 2, 4, 7. I think.
Okay, I think you're different. We had a consensus bottom 3 amongst us.
I don't think that's right, because ours was so like similar for ages.
Yeah, I'm probably forgetting. 4 might be at the very bottom. 4 is the one where they're just getting into the city.
Yeah,
what was 7 again? What was 7? 7 was
Riley and Ellie.
7 was Riley.
Riley and Ellie. Yeah, that would probably be 7, 4, 2, 7, 4 then.
Was 4 the one that they moved because of the Super Bowl, or was that a different one?
I think
yeah.
So, or no, the one they moved for the Super Bowl was Sam and Elliot.
Yeah.
Was that a 5?
That was 5.
Yeah, that was 5. Yeah.
Smart to move that one, to be honest.
God, that
fucking episode's so good.
So
I mean that's my guess of my rankings. Am I forgetting a number in there? I don't think so. So I think
so.
Yeah. For now, I'll do that. I'll probably post a video at some point on my rankings, and then lastly, Ted Lasso season 3. First episode, good episode. Did any of you watch it? I don't.
I will. I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, I don't want to keep talking. I feel like I've been doing it for hours. Good episode makes me very happy, and I love that show and I love that episode. It's probably not the best thing ever, but I absolutely loved it. Moving on. If you're enjoying this episode so far, please hit the like on the YouTube. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple. Leave a rating, especially on Apple. We're trying to bump our numbers up on Apple a little bit. It really, really does help us out. And those like Spotify and Apple, they do kind of have like a For You page type thing. If you go to like movies and television,
we hit 900 on Spotify now.
Hell yeah. Thank you everyone for doing that so much. We really appreciate it. And now moving on to, hey, it's trailer time. I'm going to start with Tyler because I haven't heard his beautiful voice in a while. And I know he is not a fan. The Little Mermaid is the big trailer of the week. The Little Mermaid starring Halle Berry, Melissa McCarthy, Javier Bardem, and many others. And it's a Little Mermaid remake. I'm not going to read a synopsis for it. Tyler, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought that trailer looked pretty rough in my opinion, both in terms of the content and in terms of what it's going to look like. I don't know. The Disney reboots have been hit or miss, mostly misses, I'd say, in terms of live action rebooting these classic tales. And this just didn't look great to me. And I truly thought the visuals looked like bad, not even remotely close to average. I thought this looked quite horrible. And like I joked about it, but also kind of not. I just think this movie genuinely coming out after Avatar: The Way of Water is just brutal for this movie because like Black Panther: Wakanda Forever's water scenes look not great after seeing Avatar: The Way of Water, but at least when I saw it, I didn't care too much and didn't think it was like terrible. It was like super dark and the lighting was off, but now seeing the Little Mermaid trailer, I'm just like, oh, so this is just all going to be in the dark, this entire movie pretty much. And I don't know, I want it to succeed just because I feel like the discourse around it's so cringe and awful for no reason. So that's why
It's the discourse.
Yeah, exactly. Very racist. And I want it to succeed, so I feel bad bashing on it because I've been rooting for this movie and Halle Bailey, but it doesn't look good. I just don't. That trailer doesn't have me enthusiastic.
Okay. Seth, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same as Tyler. Like, I kind of want this film to succeed because of all the racist discourse, and we know there is a lot. But it looks rough, man. The visuals just look dull. The world looks boring, bland. and the water scene specifically. And as Tyler mentioned, these remakes, they tend to kind of look a lot like this. It just, I don't know, man. It kind of, there's not really much charm to it. It just looks bland. What was that noise?
That was me making noises with my hand. Sorry.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, it's like it's been my like nervous. It's been my like nervous twitch like recently. I don't know why.
Okay.
Or maybe just like sitting twitch. I don't know.
I do. But yeah, I don't know, mate. It just looks boring. It looks dull. I do, even though I do have issues, I still like Tyler wanted to succeed because it'd be good for a film like this to do well where there has been such a horrible discourse around it. But yeah, I don't know. Disappointed, I guess. It just looks a bit shit. That's my shit.
And George, your thoughts on it?
Just about the same. But yeah, this movie's like already walking on eggshells in terms of like the negative discourse that's gonna just flow through film Twitter. So I'm really hoping it succeeds. I'm also a huge fan, and I don't know about you guys, of the live action remake of The Jungle Book. Not
I think
Mowgli.
most people would consider that the best.
I think that's the best, and I love that movie so much that any Disney live action remake, I'll always have like a small like shred that it'll be like good or something that I'll enjoy it. But yeah, this trailer didn't really do much for me. It lacked like
Was
the
that
spark.
the John Favreau one, George?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that. Okay, interesting.
but yeah, the trailer just lacked the
Mowgli
spark. Stop it. Mowgli is not bad at all. Stop. You're out of your mind.
Okay, continue.
But yeah, I don't think this trailer looked anything fantastic, and I'm not quite excited for it.
I'll be the other side of the tape, I guess. What's the saying? I don't know. Whatever. I think it looks fine. I don't have an issue, and I don't like. I keep tweeting like this looks better than Avatar. It doesn't. That's just like my meme. But I also don't like think I'll be sitting in the theater comparing the two. I think I'm gonna, Avatar looks beautiful, and I think everyone is gonna compare it. It's just fine. It's just not something I necessarily care to do. I don't have an issue with a good amount of the remakes. Like I googled the remakes just for an open conversation about Disney remakes in general. I'm a huge fan of the Little Mermaid, the animated, just like music. I like it. It's obviously a lot of nostalgia. I'm excited to see Halle Berry. I'm excited. Like I'm honestly excited to see Melissa McCarthy, even though I don't love her, but I think she's good in a lot of things, and then she's just shit in a lot of things. So we'll see which this one is.
Have you ever seen The Heat with Sandra Bullock?
Yes, I've seen The Heat with Sandra Bullock.
That movie is so
shit.
No, stop it. That movie is so fucking funny.
I don't know if I have it rated, to be honest with you, but I remember it. Do you remember Happy Time Murderers?
No.
That was the raunchy Sesame Street, not Sesame Street, Muppets movie with Melissa McCarthy.
Oh my god.
Google it. It was like a red band.
Yeah,
it was like a red band Muppets movie with Melissa McCarthy, and they were like solving a murder. It was so bad and so unfunny. So bad and so unfunny. Yeah, then like I said, she's fine in some things, but looking at like some of these remakes, like Pinocchio, the most recent, obviously a grade A piece of shit. I liked Cruella a lot. Do you guys like Cruella?
I haven't seen it.
I have not seen Cruella.
I love Cruella.
Okay. Yeah, Tyler likes it. I really like Cruella.
Did you guys like Lion King?
I'll get there. Give me a sec.
I just did it for a spoke by Carl.
I'm getting there. Mulan, I thought was fine. I didn't have an issue with Mulan. The Lady and the Tramp. Did anyone watch that? It was this was the first movie to come out with. This was the first movie to come out with Disney Plus, and it was real bad. Maleficent's kind of a remake, and then we get to the Lion King, which a lot of people, I think, it's the same. In my opinion, I love the original Lion King. Obviously, I have the Lion King remake at a 75 or 74 out of 100. So right there, it's the same thing. So I can't hate it too much, and it looks amazing. But it doesn't have the heart of.
Doesn't have the charm. The original.
Doesn't have the heart or the charm of the original. That's why I say, in my opinion, I feel like I can't rate it like super low, but I know people have issues with it. And
well, I thought you'd be the opposite. Like for the people who love the original Lion King, I don't know if you would hate it because of how much it took away from the original kind of thing.
A lot of people in my opinion, and it's the same thing with like spoilers. A lot of people like see like the original and then they're like, if it doesn't live up to that, it's the shittiest thing ever. I don't think like that. So like, I don't know. I just think it's the same thing that doesn't have the heart.
Not like living up to it, I guess, because I just mean the need, we say this all the time, you don't need to make any film, but I mean, this film's a bit of a weird one where it did lose everything the original Lion King had, in my opinion. Yes, it's the same story, but I thought a Lion King lover of the original would be annoyed at the fact they're trying to do it again.
I don't know. I just like, I think it's fine. It's the same story. And like, and I'm not arguing that it doesn't have the charm. Like when they, when Timon and Pumbaa are with Simba and they're looking, the big one to go back to is they're looking at bugs in the Lion King animated movie. You're looking at these beautiful colored creatures that they're eating. In the Lion King live action, you're looking at bugs. It's like this is not, or the I Just Can't Wait to Be King song. In the original, they're like standing on giraffes. They're making this big tower. It's fun. And then in the remake, the animals are running, and it's like cool. But I don't know. It's a beat for beat remake. I can't rate it that low, in my opinion, because it's the same thing. Like, how am I gonna? That's
like me saying that. Like Old Boy, for example.
That's shit, man.
No, but it's the same thing. It's the same. I guess the same, a beat for beat remake. But I hate it because I love the original so much.
But I think the Lion King remake, it looks incredible. If you say that movie doesn't look incredible, you're nuts. Like it's as real as it gets. Like in terms of, it looks like a documentary almost of all the animals. So I feel like I got to give it credit for that. And then like I've been saying, it's fine. I don't know. Moving on, just like to other remakes. Aladdin, I liked that. Did you guys have an issue with that?
Is that the Guy Ritchie one?
Yeah, the Guy Ritchie one.
Yeah, I can't remember it. I've seen it, but I can't remember it that much, to be honest.
Dumbo sucks. Christopher Robin, I like that movie. It's a good movie. So I think that for everyone they hit, they miss. Because then like they have the Jungle Book, which again is very good, and I enjoy that.
Fantastic.
I completely forgot. Burping. Barry Jenkins is directing Mufasa, the Lion King, or the prequel to the Lion King. That's nuts. That's nuts. But we'll move on from the Little Mermaid. The next ones are Beef, starring Steven Yeun, and who else is it starring? Famous actress. Sorry. Anyone got me on this one? No help. That's fine.
Not even remotely a clue.
Ali Wong.
Yep.
Ali Wong. Thank you. So stars Steven Yeun and Ali Wong. It's basically a revenge story. The title is Beef, and then it's like a revenge is a dish best served cold or whatever. Anyone watch this trailer?
It's the A24 one, isn't it?
Yeah. No. Is it A24?
Yeah, it's the first distributed A24 series, I think.
Oh, interesting.
I'm pretty sure it is. I might be wrong.
Isn't Euphoria an A24 series?
Is it?
I don't think so. Euphoria is an HBO series.
Euphoria is produced by A24.
Oh, really?
Is it? Oh.
It is.
So I thought I watched the Beef trailer, but I think I just realized I watched a 3-minute clip they released. I don't know if they also released a trailer, but I saw like the first clip they released from it. Yeah. So I didn't see the actual trailer, but I mean, especially after watching Burning, like anything Steven Yeun's in, I'm in for. He's great in Nope. He was great in Burning. Like I feel like everything I see him in, he's incredible. So this looks fun. Yeah. I'm not a huge series guy, but this looks about as good as something could get in terms of getting my attention to make me watch it.
Is it a limited series or is it a?
It's not like set it to be a limited series, but I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be one season. It's weird because it's like they get on this murderous rampage because of road rage. Like, I don't know if there's something more underlying, or it's just that both of these people are like super unstable, or what the message behind it is. But I don't. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It looks fine. I'll probably watch it. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, is it Netflix? Oh, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. So it's easy access. That makes it more accessible, obviously, to me. So I may watch it. And then lastly, Joyride, starring Stephanie Sue, among others. I don't know why this guy, this one pops up in my head. It's got, what's his name, from The Office, that gets cucked by Jim. Roy. Yeah, Roy from The Office gets cucked by Jim. Go Roy. I I don't know. This movie looks fine. It kind of made me laugh. And any opinions on it if you guys watched it?
The trailer looked good. Adele Lim wrote Raya and the Last Dragon and Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, yeah. I remember that, which both I think are very good movies. I really like it. Any other thoughts from anyone? Not really too much.
I'll watch it.
There's a joke at the end that like they're trying to. It's one of those like we're trying to be super raunchy movie, so it probably won't be funny. But there was a joke at the end of the trailer of Stephanie Sue trying to get bags of cocaine out of her asshole, and they were like, "Push it! I mean, pull it! Get it!" And she was like, "This is not a bop it; it's my asshole." And that really made me laugh, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, that was probably the one joke that made me chuckle. Moving along to news, not a ton this week. Some big things. The biggest thing mostly being that Mia Goth joins Oscar Isaac and Andrew Garfield in Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, which will be on Netflix. So I know I saw Tyler's tweet that's like, this is all perfect until it gets to the Netflix point, I think it was. But I don't know if you guys want to talk this at all.
I think I don't think the Netflix is a big detractor. I'm just saying I'm just saying each word of that sentence just gets better and better. But like Netflix is kind of like a downtick. But I just hope they get a theatrical release. But I think Netflix has been
George
really
take over. I have to go for something.
Okay.
I'll be right.
Good. But yeah, I think Netflix is getting better at doing more theatrical releases. Like I know All Quiet on the Western Front, you're able to see in theaters for quite a bit. Glass Onion, you were able to. I don't
Pinocchio,
remember.
I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I can't remember if
No,
I remember.
I never saw.
There was some near me for like a few weeks, but like
I think there might have been some more limited. But I know like All Quiet and Glass Onion were super accessible. So hopefully this gets something similar. I already know it's gonna just start if Guillermo del Toro keeps doing these like remakes of classic stories, and they're always like Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Frankenstein. Like, it's just a tongue twister to say it every time. Like
it's gonna be a multi. It's the Guillermo del Toro multiverse.
The Del Toro verse. But yeah, this looks electric. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was in California, there was actually me and Victoria stumbled upon a theater that like exclusively played Netflix. It was like a Netflix sponsored. They exclusively played Netflix releases, which was pretty cool. But this also, I don't know if this is a weird comparison, but like Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein feels like a passion project the way that Robert Eggers' like Nosferatu feels.
I don't know if you've read it. It 100% is. He's been trying to do this for like a decade, I think, because the original Frankenstein film is still owned by Warner Brothers, and he's not been able to access that. But what he is doing apparently is doing an adaptation of the original novel of Frankenstein. Okay. And as we know, Del Toro is like the king of like creating creatures and monsters. Do you know what I mean? This is like the perfect. If you could choose a director for this, you'd probably choose Del Toro because he's just so good at doing this. And with the cast as well, I don't know, man.
Yeah, that is I will say, I don't know, like. Oscar Isaac and Mia Goth together, like I feel like in any other setting it would not make sense.
Do you not think Oscar Isaac's like? Could you not picture?
I don't know.
I
just can't see them necessarily like. And obviously, I think they're going to be great together. They're both incredible actors, but like I don't know. I would if you had like asked me to just name like a male and a female that I'd like to see in a movie together, I would have never in a million years said Oscar Isaac and Mia Goth.
I'd say the same about Andrew Garfield and Mia Goth.
I mean, yeah, 100%.
I
feel like if it's not a horror movie with like a random actor, Mia Goth is gonna look weird next to
Could you not have imagined Mia Goth playing the bot in Ex Machina? Do you know, like playing who played that? Do you know what I mean?
Like,
I think for example, I mean, she was great, don't get me wrong, but I could have imagined Mia Goth in that kind of role as well.
I could have. Like
Oscar Isaac has like a vibe that he can do. Do you know what I mean? I think he's really good at this.
Which one's playing the monster and which one's playing the doctor?
It's Garfield playing the monster. Sorry. I think you're right. I think you're right.
Yeah, I don't know what I can picture literally both Garfield and Isaac as like a Frankenstein's monster. I feel like both their heads play that well for some reason.
Yeah,
definitely. I can see it as both. But all right, we'll move on. The next massive bit of news, which is just literally crazy. Denzel Washington and Barry Keoghan are set to star alongside Paul Mescal in Gladiator sequel. What the fuck?
Ridley's going off.
Like it's like Paul, you announce a Gladiator sequel with Paul Mescal, and you're like, I mean, I know none of us were hesitant, but maybe you were, but like I was like, that's so sick. And
Yeah,
then you add Barry Keoghan, and you're like,
as the villain as well.
yeah, and it's like, all right, we're getting somewhere. And then you add Denzel Washington, and it's like, all right, we're there. Like we
let's
need
just
this.
step it
Like,
out.
holy
Crazy.
shit. I would love, and I know we only have like a very brief synopsis on the movie, so there's really not much for us to talk about with this movie. But I'm usually a hater on legacy sequels or soft reboots, but I'm all in. I'm all fucking in with this one.
I'm going to ask you both now, like top of your head. We obviously know there's going to be a love interest because there always is.
Yeah.
Who would you pick to be the love interest? First person.
David Edgar Jones.
Carrie Condon.
Carrie Condon.
Hey, 3 Irishmen. Oh,
I like that.
I also like
first
David
name
Edgar
that came to my mind.
David Edgar Jones is a good shout.
I'm trying to think of like who I could see like standing next to Paul Mescal and look like good with.
I'm going to say Alicia Vikander because
she's a good-looking human being.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
That's a good pulse.
She is.
That's like it's crazy because Paul Mescal has such parallels to me just looking at him as like the young Russell Crowe did, and then Barry Keoghan also gives off such Joaquin Phoenix vibes from that movie. So like these are just great castings.
It's perfect. It's perfect in my opinion.
God, Barry.
I'm so excited, man. When does it? I think it releases in
2025.
Early 2025.
I don't know. I don't know exactly the day, but yeah, I don't think we're seeing this movie for quite some time, which I'm fine with. Take your time.
It's actually sooner than I thought, though.
Literally, take your time with this movie.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. I think this is something we already knew, but Keanu Reeves confirms that he will appear in the John Wick spinoff, Ballerina.
Yeah.
I feel like we've known this for a while, but like we've been waiting for someone to like officially confirm it, and now Keanu has. Anything you guys want to touch on this? There's really
I think it was a rumor and then it's been confirmed.
I think it's gonna be I don't know, like the John Wick universe is so much better than like the DC universe, but I'm just saying, or like DCEU, but I just feel like it's gonna be similar to like a cameo like that, because the fact that he was like asking in an interview like, oh, are you gonna be in Ballerina or the Continental Hotel? He's like, no, I'm not in either. And then he's like, oh wait, like actually no, yeah, I am in Ballerina. So that just makes you think it's like he just was there for a scene, like in the middle of filming John Wick 4, just for like one day he went to that set. Like
he's gonna he's gonna like walk in and just be like, da, 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 and then just walk out, and that's gonna be his little cameo in Ballerina.
He'll just say like, and that'll be it.
Literally.
I'm excited to go through.
Maybe he won't even say anything. Maybe he'll just be sitting in the audience, and the camera just pans to him while he's just watching this Ballerina show. Cam, you want to take over? We're on.
Yeah, are we at Andrew Garfield?
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh to star in We Live in Time. It's supposed to be a funny love story. Just a rom-com is basically
who wrote that in the rundown? Someone wrote. Did someone else write? Also known as a rom-com?
I wrote all that.
Good joke.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know a ton about this, but both two great actors. So
and very good-looking individuals as well.
Perfect. Two thumbs up from Cam.
So like, do you think there is some? Not like conspiracy, but do you think the Oscars is planned out that way? Like they purposely put them together as like presenters because
the news came out like a couple days later, so I'm sure they knew.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, I don't know anything else about it. I don't think we have to go into it too much. This was kind of interesting. Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson are going to play themselves in an Apple TV Plus comedy series. It's an odd couples love story that follows Matthew and Woody's friendship as it's tested when their combined families attempt to live together. It sounds funny. I
won't watch it.
Yeah. I like both of them. They've been like lifelong friends, so it's just like, or like at least one. Since they became like not lifelong, like since they became on this acting scene, which for both of them was like 2 decades ago at this point. So
yeah. Why have they ever been in a movie together?
Well, they were on True Detective together, right?
True Detective. Okay,
I need to watch. Okay. I get comments about that all the time.
I think you're right. So yeah, sounds good to me. Quentin Tarantino, his alleged 10th and final movie is titled The Movie Critic. It's supposed to be like a female lead in the late 1970s Hollywood. It's being kept very under wrap.
You guys see my tweet about Olivia Colman? With that one?
She does look strikingly similar.
Oh no, I didn't see
George Jesse Buckley. one of the two. If it's a
Yeah.
younger version, do you know what I mean? Because
I
they
could
played
see
obviously mother and daughter in The Lost
Yeah.
Daughter anyway, so they kind of like.
All right, I
I'd
can see it.
run.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Also, do you guys believe this is his last film? Because
That's why I put his alleged final
I
film.
do, because he's going to do a series as well, isn't he? And then he wants to go into. I don't know.
I don't.
Maybe write screenplays for like.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just
Yeah.
I think he'll get bored. I don't know. I feel like all these directors just get bored.
He's not that
They
old,
never
is he?
stop. Yeah, compared to like Scorsese still working.
Francis Ford Coppola is like.
Yeah,
90,
he's still
still
making
doing
Megalopolis. Apparently,
He's also who. Oh God, who's won the most screenplay awards at the Oscars? Am I bugging out right now? Because
you're not. He's one below. I can't remember who it is because
he's won 4, and then I think Tarantino's won 2 or 3. And Tarantino's like very open about like not finishing his career until he surpassed him. Who the fuck is it? Am I bugging to say Woody Allen?
Woody Allen.
It might be Woody. I think it is Woody Allen actually.
Yeah.
Three wins. Yeah.
Good pull.
And what Tarantino has 2?
2. He has 2 for.
Yeah, like Tarantino's openly said that like he wants to win more than Woody Allen. So like, what happens if he doesn't win for this movie?
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I'm not sure if it'll be his last. I feel like he said a long time ago that he'd make 10 and be done. And
he said it like when he started.
Yeah, I feel like he hasn't really said anything about it since. So people.
He did that podcast called months ago that was going around everywhere where he was saying that he was going to just do 10 because he had a series.
Interesting.
He started writing a series and stuff.
I remember that,
like a limited series and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe.
Okay. And then next piece of news: the Nancy Meyers rom-com was canceled by Netflix. It was apparently the budget was $130 million.
We literally talked about this last week.
Yeah.
Well, no. Now, yeah, exactly. Now it was.
We talked about both. Yeah.
Now it was.
And we literally said an absurd amount for a rom-com.
Yeah, and then they didn't want. It was supposed to cost $150 million, but they didn't want to go over $130 million. And now Warner Bros., the company with no money, is in the running to pick it up. So that's awesome. Shout out Warner Bros. Just keep sucking, I guess.
What possibly in a rom-com could that $20 million cut from 150 to 130 make you lose?
It's got to be the actors.
It's going to the actors. It has to be, man.
It's a rom-com. There's no way you need 150
It's
million.
crazy. I think Cam, you said this last week. If it was like a rom-com action, like the other one, it kind of makes a bit more sense. But just a pure rom-com for it's crazy. I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's whack. And then I just put this in because I liked the show as a kid. Phineas and Ferb revival apparently at Disney Plus. I liked the show as a kid, so
I did, but that'll be shit.
Also,
sure it will be.
News that I saw this morning: Good Burger Part 2.
Oh yes. Again, like that
saw
movie
that.
as a kid. Probably haven't watched that since I was like 12.
Oh, I haven't watched it in forever. Yeah. When I saw the news, I actually mixed it up with Bob's Burgers for a second.
Wait, they're making a part 2 of that?
Yeah,
apparently now. Shout out Keenan and Kel.
Why?
Why not?
Yeah, I guess so.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger.
I remember watching that.
Yeah, it's fine as a kid. I liked it.
Yeah.
Moving on to some nerd news. The big thing: Zack Snyder teases something April 28th to 30th. It's got Dark Side. It's something DC.
Out of nowhere.
He's just.
I think everyone's expectation. I think it's just
it's going to be like an animated.
No, it's going to be like a convention, like in celebration of Snyder's Justice League. He's probably going to go through like some behind the scenes and the process around it, some shit like that. Like I don't think it's like new content.
It's a sequel to his best film, George.
Yeah, I hope
it's a Dawn of the Dead 2004 sequel. That's what I'm hoping for. That'd be great. Love it.
You ever gonna watch Zack Snyder's Justice League?
No, I haven't seen any of it. I probably will.
Okay.
Am I going to?
What are you doing tonight?
UFC, mate.
Nah, Zack Snyder's Justice
You know
League.
what?
Zack Snyder's Justice League will take just as long.
But isn't it like a mini series kind of thing, or it's set out like one?
It is.
But there's
it's set as a movie, but it's got parts. Yeah,
I will watch it soon because I'm intrigued by it.
I haven't watched it in a long while. On HBO Max, can you pick the parts to start off? Okay, yeah. So it's just a movie, and then you got it. Yeah, that's fine.
So you'd have to search it. And stop.
Yeah, I truly think Zack, and I know we're kind of just getting off the rails right now. I think Zack Snyder's Justice League would have been received way better if it was broken up into probably 6 or 7 episodes.
Probably.
But whatever.
Okay.
We
Probably would have been
digress.
received better if it were better. No,
Oh, shut the fuck
I know.
up.
I'm fucking with you.
It's better than
That-
No Way Home.
No. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Who cares? Moving on, James Gunn officially directing Superman Legacy. I think it was rumored for a while, and then he tweeted it, which great. I think everyone knew this. I think
Stuff Twitter page goes James Gunn hires himself.
Yeah, that's
fucking hilarious.
As he should, in my opinion, because like it's not like it was his first movie he's ever directing, and the fact that like they're betting so big on James Gunn with this DC reboot, it's like I like that he's betting on himself to be the guy to kick it off.
Yeah.
Also, he gets so much like people are so mad that he's directing to do this well in the comic book universe, and to still just people hate you is kind of hilarious.
I mean, he's made 3 amazing projects and 1 bad project.
Why do people hate him?
Fantastic.
Wait,
track record.
what bad project?
Guardians 2.
It's not a bad project.
It's not good.
No, it's oh my god. Where
I can't believe I'm sticking with the MC. Oh, Guardians 2 is good.
It's not good.
Where do you have it at?
I have it at 2.5.
No,
Even I have it at 3.5. What?
That's bonkers.
Yeah, I don't.
I like
I don't-
Guardians 2,
Or maybe I have it at it's either 2.5 or a 3 for me. Either way, I do not like that movie. Especially coming off the first. Oh my god, Drax was played so much more into the comedy, which I thought was horrendous.
Yeah, and it fucking worked. It was.
What do you mean it works? The whole movie, he's
Interesting.
making fun of Mantis. Like
You
not
know
funny.
my
It was kinda
relationship
funny.
with Drax. I like Drax.
I don't know. I don't love Guardians 2. I don't love
Wow.
Guardians 2. I don't love Guardians 2.
I'm sure. I think it's wrong to call it bad. I think you could say it's not.
All right,
as good. That's
it's
fine.
it's slightly
No,
below
it's not
average.
wrong to call
Yeah.
it bad. If you think it's bad.
It is.
Well, I mean, he said it's a 3
average.
or 2.5, so it's an
Oh,
average.
yeah,
movie.
okay.
Yeah.
sorry.
So, but
All right.
whatever. And moving on. Ben Affleck says he will not be directing any DCU movie, which it's kind of a bummer because I think he's a very good director. But like last week, he was rumored to be directing possibly like the Batman Brave and the Bold, which is just he was like, no, I'm not doing that. And he kind of like he was like, I just don't want to direct anything in that universe, which is fine.
Good.
Yeah,
Well,
which
he
is
said
totally
comic
fine.
book movies as a whole, so
That's
it's
good
not
for
like
him.
he's
He doesn't want to get
anti-DC.
stuck into that.
No, that's fair. I thought he had some comments about like James Gunn's like plans he doesn't like or something. I don't know, whatever. He's just.
I feel like there's got to be a little bit of animosity there. Like
he's a Snyderverse defender.
Yeah. Ben Affleck is definitely a Snyderverse. Hashtag restore
As
the
he should be.
Snyderverse.
Like it's his
Yeah, I
employer.
I mean, it's
literally.
restoring him to getting a bag, so
Yeah.
probably is a restore the Snyderverse guy. And then also Tom Cruise. This is a weird piece of news. Watched The Flash and said this is the kind of movie that we need right now. Like absolutely adored it. What is this movie? Why is it getting like the best reviews ever?
I am still holding my breath. Like I just don't believe it.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I just don't buy it.
I'm excited
Also,
though.
And I know we've mentioned this a bunch of times, but early reviews for this movie, people are literally saying it's like the best comic book movie since The Dark Knight.
Who's seen it yet? Like what?
Just they
Elites,
show screen.
some
Yeah, they
test
show it
screenings.
to like they do test audiences.
But
and
like
stuff.
it's
Oh, yeah.
like what is this fucking like I like the trailer a lot, but like I would never look at that trailer and say, wow, this is about to be the greatest movie,
Yeah, I
greatest
don't know.
comic movie ever.
It's either the greatest comic book ever or people are getting paid. Like to
Who's-
see
Yeah, I mean,
who-
yeah.
Who's directing it? Do we know?
Andrew Muschietti.
Didn't he do?
Andy Muschietti.
Didn't he do
Yeah.
It films?
Yeah, I think he did.
Probably most
Bro,
people have done
fuck
other
It
films.
Too, man.
Oh, stop it. Yeah, he
It
did
too is
it.
fucking bad.
Stop it. Stop
Oh,
it.
you
Stop
said
it.
it.
Stop it. No, it's
I don't
not.
3
hate
hours.
it too. It's not good. It's not as good.
Not
as the first one. It's
good,
fine.
but it's
The
not-
first is good, but the second is just.
You're out of
I
your
don't
mind. You're out of your mind.
Um,
3 hours.
It too has a
nonsense.
it too has a 4.9 on Letterboxd.
it's kind of crazy.
That's
low.
quite crazy. To be fair, that's high.
Shut
Carry on.
up. So that's the DCUs. Also, a lot of people are getting very mad about sorry to her. I don't know her name. James Gunn's wife appearing in DC projects. And yeah, James Gunn cast her in both Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad. People do that all the time in Hollywood.
What's wrong with that?
Welcome to Hollywood. Like,
did you see that James Gunn responded to someone's tweet saying like stop casting your wife and anything?
yeah, he was like, I cast her in the Suicide Squad, and that's it.
I hated that response because he's like, the only project I've cast her in is the Suicide Squad. I haven't cast her in anything else, and it's like, well, obviously you created the Suicide Squad, you cast your wife in it,
Yeah.
Then you made Peacemaker and wrote your wife's character into it.
Yeah, but he didn't have anything to do with Shazam or Black Adam, and she's in both of those. I think that's what
it's because he casted her as it. Like they're not going to recast this role.
Yeah, but they didn't have to put that role in. It was such a nothing role in both movies. Like I think it's more that this happens in Hollywood literally.
No,
every day.
I'm not.
Like,
I don't care. He can cast his fucking daughter if he wants, or his left nut. I don't care. I just didn't like his response because like you casted her, like you did cast her.
I guess.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. And then the smallest thing of Marvel news, it's apparently rumored that Mephisto is shooting right now, starring Sacha Baron Cohen.
Is this a comedy? Like,
no, I don't know. I don't think anyone knows anything about it. I tweeted about it that like people are going to be mad that it's casting a comedic actor in. Huh?
I was going to say, I bet you're going to say that he's actually a good actor though.
He's a very good actor. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People tweeted people are going to be mad that they're casting a comedic character or actor in what should be serious role. But if they go the serious route, I don't know if they will, I'm not going to say that, but if they went the serious route, I think he's a very good choice. He's a very good actor, and just look at you can go Adam Sandler and Uncut Gems. You can go a million different things, even like Chris Rock in Spiral, not a very good movie. I think Chris Rock's good in that. Even in those situations, it's very hard to be a comedic actor. And I think people don't give it grace because you're, making poop and fart jokes. But I think to have that comedic timing, if you're very good at it, like a Paul Rudd, Adam Sandler,
especially with his roles, like Borat and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all people are ever going to see him as, though, isn't it? That's why people think it's a bad casting. But if you actually watch it, like Les Mis, for example, if you watch his other roles, he's great. He's really, really good.
Borat, though, I'm disappointed in how poorly it held up to The Hangover in your Twitter polls this week.
I know. A lot of those surprised me. Shaun of the Dead being like neck and neck with the 40-year-old virgin.
Did it win?
It won by like a hair.
Bro, where was Hot Fuzz? You like Hot Fuzz?
I stopped after 10 polls. I was like, fuck.
That's a lot.
I'm done here.
I like both of those movies, to be honest with you. But what have we been watching, Tyler? What you up to this week?
Yeah, so let's see. I watched Creed 2, rewatched that. Just again, like I mentioned on Twitter and like in the group chat, like Sylvester Stallone's just so good in the supporting role in those first two Creeds. So it just really made it emphasize even more how much I missed him in Creed 3. Watched Argentina 1985. Thought it was good. Nothing amazing. Obviously, very important subject matter, but the movie itself, that could have been a little more compelling. Saw John Wick Chapter 4. We'll go into like a full review of that next week. But basically, I think if you like the other John Wicks, you're gonna love this one. It's as good as it can get. I don't love these movies as a whole, so for me, like a 3.5 or 4 is like the ceiling these movies will ever get to. But like if you love them, you'll really love them. Then I rewatched The Menu, Babylon, and Everything Everywhere All at Once. Still, all three of those are some of my favorite movies from last year and some of the greatest like theater experiences I had last year. And then, last night I watched Taxi Driver for first time. And
that was the first time.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I didn't know that. What did you give it?
I think it would be like a 4, 4.5.
Plus for me.
I didn't love it. I thought I don't know. I don't know. I really enjoyed it.
Rip too much off Joker.
Yeah, that's good.
But, go back.
Yeah, I thought it was solid. I mean, obviously Robert De Niro is absolutely incredible, but yeah, it's not a 5 for me for sure.
You're not 5.
That's so brutal.
Maybe
you just didn't understand it, bro.
Yeah.
Probably didn't.
Have you ever thought of that?
Yeah, that's true.
Did you sit through the post-credit scene where he drives?
That's probably what I missed. Honestly.
Yeah, I probably missed that. Seth, what have you been watching, man?
Yeah, I watched a few things this week. I didn't watch like as much as usual. I think I watched 7 or 6. I watched Mysterious Skin, which is the Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's the queer film. Probably the saddest film.
Heard of that?
Mysterious Skin, really?
Yeah, I haven't heard of that.
It's pretty big. Have you guys not heard of it? It's like a pretty It was. I think it was Joseph Gordon-Levitt's like one of his earliest roles, and he's
All right, what movie?
incredible in it. Mysterious Skin. It's got like a 4.2 on Letterboxd. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's like very. It's probably his best role, as most people say, but it might be the saddest film I've ever seen. It was
Have you
horrible.
seen him in The Dark Knight Rises though?
Shut up. I watched
the guy
The Vanishing.
it's the guy that did Dahmer that did Mysterious Skin.
Greg Araki.
Yeah, Greg Araki.
Yeah. George, you'd really like it, but you'd cry your eyes out. Like,
I added it to my watch list.
So sad. I watched The Vanishing, which we've actually been suggested a few times on the Patreon movie. It's like it was really good. It's like a Dutch mystery thriller. And I won't go too much into it, but I think you'd all really enjoy it. It's really, really interesting. It's like a kind of, it's very suspenseful. It's very thought provoking. It's really, really good. Really enjoyed that. I watched After Yang for the first time. 4 out of 5 for me. I had to pause it midway through for like an hour, so that if I watched it again, maybe I'd get hard. It was great.
You should watch Columbus now.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Columbus because I know that people have said that. Do you rate Columbus or After Young higher? Because they got it around the same.
I think I rate Columbus. They're both a 4 out of 5 for me, but I think I'd rate Columbus like slightly higher.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but After Young 4, I think it was great. I think visually it looked incredible. I watched the High Tension, which was like this fucking weird French horror. Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, McPherson Tape, which
yeah.
This will probably annoy you, George. I give it a 3, but that's not going to annoy you. No. But that's double what I gave Blair Witch Project.
Shut the fuck up. Are you kidding me?
I hate that film, bro. I really
really love that film.
That is one of the most influential horror films.
I will. No, it's so influential.
And it's just one of the best.
It set a new standard, but I just think it's shit. I don't know. I just don't. I was built up to it. Like I remember my mum said as a kid, like it's so good. So I watched it. I've tried it again. I can't get on with it. I will say that found footage I'm not huge on. So for me, giving the found footage film like that a 3 stars actually pretty good. I watched Gravity yesterday. Oh man, imagine watching that in IMAX. It's technically, fuck me, it just looked amazing. Sandra Bullock was great. Really, really enjoyed it. Give it 4 out of 5. I kind of, when I text you guys last night, I said I don't get why it's polarizing. I definitely do, because there isn't much of a narrative there, but for me, it goes a lot further than that. But I understand if people don't like it. I think that was just great. I think it might go up over time. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Few good films.
George, how about you?
I'm so mad at Seth right now. Yeah, again, even though I have off this week, I'm letting myself down by not watching a lot. I finally watched the Evil Dead remake.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Seth, I like went into this. I truly had no idea like what type of movie I was going into, and I fully expected it to be like, corny and campy, the way like Army of Darkness is. And that's just not what I got. And I was really happy with that. It was gory as fuck. Like, I don't think I'm stretching to say this was like one of the goriest films I've ever seen. Like, this shit was gross.
It's definitely gorier than the originals.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
John Wick Chapter 3 and Chapter 4 I watched. I mean, if you guys see my tweets over the last week, I think this is one of, if not the greatest action franchise of all time. I love the John Wicks. When we do our spoiler talk next week, I'll let you guys know the one thing that holds John Wick 4 from being a 5 out of 5 for me. But this is as close as you can get to a 5 out of 5 without actually being a 5 out of 5 for me.
I'm intrigued to see what I'm going to think. I'm going to start watching them on Monday. And then,
yeah, you should. I think you'll enjoy.
When does it come out? 24th?
Next Thursday.
Oh, it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
I watched Darren Aronofsky's Pie.
What did you think?
Yeah, I think I need a rewatch. It was a very interesting movie. I think it was really cool because I got invited by IMAX to like the Q&A thing. So it was really cool to hear like him and the cast and crew talk about this movie and the filming of it. They were basically saying they were in a box. This movie was made on $60K, so like there's a lot they couldn't do that they wanted to do. So watching the movie, knowing that they had these limitations, knowing that they literally shot on like a subway with no permit, like they just went to a subway and just shot. They were shooting in their apartment. They built this like computer set. I think all of that like enhanced my viewing experience because it did make it like it made me respect this movie way more. The story kind of loses me.
I thought
Yeah, but I still give it a 3 out of 5. I do need to. I think I got to rewatch it soon. But I enjoyed my time with it. La La Land, man. I've seen La La Land so many fucking times, but the most recent time, like 5 days ago, I don't know why it just hit me so hard. I mean, I know why it hit me. I was whatever, but it hit me so. Oh my god, I was losing my shit. And then I watched We Have a Ghost, terrible, and Millennium Actress. Seth, I recommend you watch Millennium Actress. I think you would very much appreciate it if you've seen Perfect Blue.
No,
They're not.
I can't watch Perfect Blue anywhere.
Oh, you're right. I mean, they're not related in any way, but like if you watch Perfect Blue and then you watch Millennium Actress, you will literally think that they are like of the same like storyteller or blah blah blah.
Is it a Japanese?
Yeah.
Okay.
So very good. So that's what I watched. I'm gonna do my best next week to tick off some watch list movies. I still got 2 more weeks till I start work, so I'm gonna do my best. But that is what I've watched.
Cool. I have not watched anything. I watched Shazam 2. Didn't watch a single other movie this week. Didn't post on TikTok. Kind of took a mental reset week. Sucks when the thing that breaks your heart the most happens at the end of your mental reset week. So I feel like I'm back to where we started, but nah, it's just a week. Didn't feel it. Wasn't having it. So didn't watch anything. Kind of, watch the shows that I liked. Me and Emma started How I Met Your Mother again.
Great show.
Yeah, it's always a comfort watch. Like any sitcom's a comfort watch. So yeah, it's kind of where we're at. I'm sure I'll watch Ted Lasso over again as I watch this new season, but it's kind of where we're at. As you all know, we've been more active on the ReelTok TikTok. Please follow if you can. I should also mention that last week we had our Oscars recap on YouTube. We had our Last of Us recap as well as finale thoughts. I listened to those. Looks like you guys did a great job. I wasn't able to join as I was with Emma.
We missed you. How was your 5-year night, by the way?
It's good. Yeah, we got a nice dinner. They charged us for half of it, and then they called us. Well, they called me when I got home, and they were like, "Hey, we charged you for half of it without realizing it. Could we get a card?" And I really should have hung up, but
you should.
No way. You have to accept the loss.
I agree. I feel like if it's not my fault, my fault, I shouldn't have to pay. Like
they should have absolutely accepted that loss. Like that's their fault, 100%.
What did you have, Cam?
I got a nice steak. Emma got what did she get? She got some
medium rare.
Medium. I'm a medium guy. I'm not a
weirdo. You're such an anomaly.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, I grew up in a medium well family, so getting me to
moving in the right direction at least.
Yeah, I'm moving in the right direction.
Going correctly.
It's fine. Yeah, I'm a medium guy. I can do medium rare. I wouldn't order it. I don't know. What did Emma get? I'm trying to think. She got the ahi tuna. And it didn't sit right with her. I think she got food poisoning or something from it.
They rang you to ask you. They mischarged you.
Yeah, and they gave us food poisoning. Some bullshit. That's okay. That's okay. We also it's all right. We had a good time. Got a little bit of time away from Bailey, which we always miss. But it's always good to take a date night every once in a while. But yeah, like I was saying, we posted a lot on YouTube last week. We had a fun little genres draft. We had a Badlands review this week. We'll have an A24 draft as well as a review of Apocalypto. So please check those out on Thursday and Friday. Just help us out in any way you can. Right now, we will be drafting random movies that. All right, let's see how I can explain this best.
We'll just by a tweet.
Yeah. So yesterday I tweeted.
I'm being as serious as possible right now.
Yeah.
I'm just don't touch. Just don't touch. Don't do it.
All right.
I'll kill all of you. I'll find you guys.
Yeah, that's fine. This week I tweeted, reply to this tweet with a movie, any movie. And so 20 movies that I saw on there, I just selected them and then put them into a letterbox list. And then I revealed said letterbox list to all 3 of these people. And now we're just going to draft those movies. So the order is Tyler, Seth, myself, then George. this will kind of be fun because the audience will like get the reveal as we're going through it. Tyler,
have you seen the there's one comment.
Yeah, there's one comment.
What the fuck is this?
Wait, what?
On your Letterboxd list.
I haven't seen that. No.
But yeah, if you want this to be a surprise, go for it. If you want to follow along, go on Cam's Letterboxd. Shout out. What is it? Just Cam Walsh. Search that on Letterboxd and go to random movie draft list, and you can see the selection while we're kind of picking through these. Mm-hmm. I know the one George super wants, and being in the 4th pick, I just can't fathom how it's going to get to him. However,
I don't think it's getting to him.
I'm not the one who's picking it, but I really don't see it getting to him. I'm going to be picking Knives Out, but
damn it, man.
Cam. I mean, Seth. I didn't take the Return of the King the other day.
Well, that's a voter, though. All right, fine. I'll be nice because
don't let him midsummer you.
No, because he didn't take Return of the King and he could have. So I'll take.
I'm pleading my case with everyone right now.
Ooh, I'll take Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. Deal. All right, I like that book.
Cam, Jojo Rabbit is
George
right there
absolutely
for you,
picked Return of the King in the Oscars draft for the best picture.
So,
he picked it first.
So George,
don't do it.
Please plead your case.
I don't have a case.
You don't, bitch. I'm taking Puss in Boots the last
You're
way.
such a fucking pussy. Oh my god.
No,
he's the opposite of a pussy. He's the
I hate Cam so much right now. I hope you lose this draft. I hope you don't get one vote in this draft.
I think there's one film that will get more votes than Puss in Boots.
No. I don't care. I'm quote tweeting this, telling everyone not to vote for Cam.
That's for the Dark Knight last week.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
I got scumbag. Nah, whatever. I'm not having a good time. My first pick is 365 Days. My second pick is Ant Boy.
We'll give you a few seconds to like.
Fine. I guess I'll take Good Time. Scumbags. And I'm going Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, I think Kung Fu Panda is better than.
Glad we gave him a breather on that one.
Hey, thanks. I'll take Jojo Rabbit.
Hold on. Is someone writing these down?
You are.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry. Give me. What was the order of this?
Tyler, Seth,
Tyler took Knives Out.
Yeah.
Seth took Monsters. Inc. Cam lost a friend today. I took Good Time and Kung Fu. Cam sucks.
And then I took Jojo Rabbit.
I don't care.
Okay.
Seth.
This is how I feel, bitch.
Is it my go?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll go. Oh, wait, hang on. Okay, it is. I'll go Kingsman. I was checking it was the first one.
Oh,
yeah, it was the first one.
That.
Yeah,
I didn't even know you'd seen that.
Of course I have. It's English.
Yeah, it's a comic book movie, though.
That's a prerequisite. I haven't seen every American movie.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, but if I'm gonna, I know I really like it. It's like 4 stars for me. I think it's great.
Tyler,
we're getting to the dicey area now. There's like a couple more that I think it gets.
I know what I'm going for.
I don't care. I hope the next steak Cam eats is absolutely rare, like still heart beating and everything.
Blue. That's what he wants.
So I'm gonna go a movie that, to be fair, I haven't seen in a long time, but it has kind of a huge cult following. We're gonna go Speed Racer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see that on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, somehow it has a crazy cult following, it's just one of those movies I saw back when I was growing up, and then all of a sudden realized apparently people love it to death.
Oh, it is on this list. Yeah.
Alex
be going off with Speed Racer lately.
Yeah, and then I will go with Barbarian, I suppose.
Yeah, I think that's the last pick to get some.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You don't think so?
No,
I think I know what Seth really enjoys.
Natural Libre has such a cool following.
Okay. Yeah.
Natural Libre.
Not a bad pick.
I'm going for that.
I think I'll get some picks for this one. And I haven't seen this in a long while. I'm gonna go with the Wizards of Waverly.
Hell yes.
I used to love that.
So was the movie the Triwizard Tournament? Or
yes.
Not the Triwizard.
Yeah. It's basically that.
Yes.
Okay.
That was awesome. I remember that. That was a cultural moment in society.
It really was.
When she became the...
Yeah. I still hate Cam.
Yeah.
Damn. Interesting. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on right now in my mind.
There are definitely movies on this list.
There are for sure some films here. I guess I'll go Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
What's
pick.
that?
That's a good draft. That's a good votes pick.
Oh,
All the rest
yeah.
suck.
Oh, I have back-to-back. I guess I'll go the Green Hornet as well. I don't know.
I do not like that movie. We're getting into the land of a couple movies
No,
I
we're
haven't
not.
seen.
We've been in that land.
I think there's one. I think the Even Stevens movie
Yeah, I was gonna
is
say.
just as good as
Stevens,
Wizards of Waverly
man.
Place, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that had to be like the
I
next
love
pick.
Even Stevens. Oh,
Yeah. I do like them.
What the fuck is this? Okay.
Yeah, this is cracked.
I'll go the only other one I've seen, I think, and I actually used to like it as a kid, but it's fucking weird. I'll go Mars Attacks, Tim Burton's.
Okay.
Okay.
There's one more movie
I've
left
seen
that I've seen.
I gotta add that
No,
to the
two
watch
more
list.
movies left that I've seen. Seth, or no, Tyler, you got back to back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so banger movie growing up as a kid. Luck of the Irish.
Yeah.
Banger
that's-
Disney Channel
so
movie.
So the Luck of the Irish, if
I
I'm
remember
not
that.
mistaken, it has a basketball scene where he like dives to save the shot
I
and
remember
hits
that.
it back
Yeah.
in, and it goes in like it's saving it from out of bounds and smacks it back into the hoop. All-time moment, if I'm not mistaken. But I had to throw it on there. And I recommend someone put it in there. I think it's because I put this tweet out on St. Patty's Day.
Okay, so there's only 4 movies left on the board, and if I'm not mistaken, those 4 movies are Rubber,
365.
Ant-Boy, Dougal, and 365.
Yeah.
Hope one gets back to me.
Well, so simply, I've only seen one of these, so I guess I have to do the one I've seen. And
I don't know.
It's the one I replied.
Wait, which
to
one
Cam's
have you
tweet with.
seen?
You're building this up.
Oh. I never
Oh,
saw
yeah,
that
yeah, I
movie.
know.
I don't know if you have to pick that.
Is Rubber the one where it's just it's like a tire rolling down a hill?
It's a
Tire on
murderous tire. Yeah.
Okay,
it's a
I've seen
murderous
that. I
tire.
saw that in college, so we'll go Rubber.
Okay.
That's the better pick.
I'll
Seth,
go, I'll go Dougal because it looks funny.
I'm gonna be respectful to myself and take the movie that I've seen and that I rave about being the shittiest films of all time, and I'm gonna go 365 Days.
What's left?
George, will you take
Ant-Boy. Ant-Boy.
Hold on. Sorry. Seth, which one did you take? Dougal?
Dougal. Dougal.
Then Cam took 365 days.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is left?
You get Ant-Boy.
Ant-Boy.
You get-
Ant-Boy.
Oh, I get Ant-Boy. Dang, I picked that with
Ant-Boy?
Thank God.
Ant-Boy is one of the few movies ever that no one on my letterbox that I follow has it logged.
I only have 2 who's seen it.
I have not had it logged, obviously.
It's got 3K. Like, looks so
Yeah.
stupid.
I don't
What
know.
is 365 days sitting at? A 1.1?
Yeah, too high.
Oh, wait,
No
no.
shot.
Too high.
The other one's a 0.9. The fucking I don't know. The other one they did.
Everyone under 365 days, half a star.
Yeah.
It's too high, man.
That's
the
so
worst
funny.
movie of all time.
All right, well, there's no honorable
Yeah.
mentions, so
No.
let's just
Yeah.
Obviously.
So
Good
George,
job
run-
doing some deep cuts though on whoever was suggesting random movies to Cam without
Yeah.
knowing what this is
Yeah.
going to be about.
I had no idea. I figured Cam was just looking for a movie recommendation.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I'm a little mad not to see mine on here, but whatever.
Yours was.
all right.
I didn't
Army
know
of
what
Darkness.
yours would be rated because I'd never seen it. So only movies that
What
I
did you
have seen
suggest?
were just
Army
really
of Darkness.
shitty movies, or what I can
Oh.
assume to be really shitty.
All right, Tyler with the first pick took Knives Out, Speed Racer, Barbarian, Luck of the Irish, and Rubber. Seth, Monsters Inc., Kingsman, Nacho Libre, Mars Attacks, and Dougal. Cam, I took Good Time, Kung Fu Panda, Transformers 2, The Green Hornet, and Ant-Boy.
I'm happy George could feel my pain. Thank you
And
again,
Cam
Tom.
took Puss in Boots, Jojo Rabbit, Wizards of Waverly Place, Even Stevens Movie, and 365 Peaks.
Thank you to all of our patrons. Thank you to everyone who supports this in general. We really do appreciate it. Shout out our executive producers, Al Bodie, Mac Wells, Marcellus, Mike Liddy, Remy Walker, Jeffy Mod, Ben Hansey, Ben Ledge, Dean Katamandis, Cameron Volker, Ferdinand Sather, John Anderson, Jordan Gag, Reese David, Tobias Johnson, Truayan, Will Kim, and Eunice BBX. I say with a heavy heart one last time for the season, go Boilers.